Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. Most people read that as a sentence about endurance, about gritting your teeth through a hard season until it finally passes. But that is not what it means. The waiting is not the punishment before the blessing. The waiting is the doorway through which the blessing walks in, and the speed at which it walks toward you is set by something almost no one is willing to look at. It is set by how quiet you are willing to become. You have believed the opposite your whole life. You have believed that the more noise you make, the more attention heaven pays. You have believed that if you pray louder, push harder, worry longer, and grip tighter, you will somehow speed the answer to your door. You have believed that calm is what comes after the breakthrough, never before it. And because you believed that, you have been quietly pushing away the very thing you have been begging God to send. Here is the truth I need you to carry into the next stretch of time, because everything depends on it. What is yours is already moving toward you. It was moving before you knew to ask. And the only thing standing in its path is the storm you keep generating inside yourself while you wait. There is a silent force underneath every answered prayer and every delayed one, a force that does not respond to your effort and does not respond to your panic. It responds to your stillness. I call it the quiet door. And the quiet door does not open to the one who pounds on it. It opens to the one who finally stops pounding long enough to notice it was never locked. So, hear the words that will run like a thread through everything I am about to say. You do not speed your blessing by chasing it. You speed it by becoming still enough to receive it. The quieter you become, the faster it comes to you. And here is the warning, because I care more about your life than your comfort. The person who never learns this will spend years on their knees and still feel forgotten. They will pray for an open door and then break the handle with their own frantic hands. They will beg for peace and then refuse to set down the war. They will cry out for the harvest while their own anxiety digs up the seed every single night to check if it has grown yet. And they will call this faith. They will call this dedication. They will wear their exhaustion like proof that they care, never knowing that their exhaustion is the very thing blocking the door. So before we go any deeper, let me ask you one question, and do not rush to answer it, because the whole journey is going to bring you back to it at the end. What if the speed of your blessing was never about how hard you worked, but about how deeply you were willing to trust? Sit with that. Let it make you uncomfortable, because by the time we finish, you will know the answer and you will never wait the same way again. Let us begin where most people refuse to begin, not with the blessing, but with the noise that keeps it away. Most people completely misunderstand what calm is. They think calm is weakness. They think calm is passivity, the posture of someone who has given up, lowered their dreams, and settled for less. So they run from it. They treat their anxiety like fuel. They treat their restlessness like ambition. They mistake the constant churning in their chest for proof that they are serious about their future. And then they wonder why the harder they grip, the more their life slips through their fingers. But calm is not weakness. Calm is the highest form of power a human being can carry. Calm is the strength that has stopped needing to prove itself. Calm is the mind that has stopped fighting reality long enough to finally hear God speak. A raging river cannot reflect the sky. Only still water can. And only a still soul can reflect the will of heaven clearly enough to follow it. Think about what fear actually does to you. When you are anxious, you cannot hear guidance. When you are panicked, you cannot recognize opportunity. When you are desperate, you make the wrong decisions quickly and the right decisions never. Fear has a voice, and that voice is always loud, always urgent, always certain the sky is about to fall. But the voice of wisdom is quiet. The voice of guidance is gentle. The voice of God, more often than not, is a whisper. And a whisper can only be heard by someone who has lowered the noise inside themselves enough to listen. This is the bridge between your faith and your mind, and you must see it clearly. Your faith tells you that God is working on your behalf. Your mind, when it is calm, is finally able to perceive that work, cooperate with it, and stop interrupting it. Anxiety is not a sign that you care more. Anxiety is a sign that you have forgotten who is holding you. And the moment you remember, your whole body changes. Your breathing slows, your shoulders drop, your thoughts clear, and the answer that had been standing at the door this entire time finally steps inside. There is a line in the book of Psalms that has survived thousands of years because it carries the weight of pure truth. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." Read it slowly and notice the order of the words. It does not say strive and know. It does not say worry and know. It does not say run faster and know. It says be still. The stillness comes first. The knowing comes second. You cannot truly know that God is in control while your soul is sprinting in every direction at once. The stillness is not the absence of action. The stillness is the absence of fear. It is the inner decision to stop treating your life as an emergency. It is the moment you remember that the universe was carrying you long before you ever learned how to worry. Napoleon Hill spent his entire life studying the most successful and fulfilled people who ever lived, and he discovered something that surprised even him. He found that the great achievers were not the most frantic, they were the most composed. Hill said that the subconscious mind responds far more readily to thoughts charged with calm faith than to thoughts charged with fear. A mind in chaos cannot plant anything because the soil is moving too fast. But a calm mind is settled soil, and into settled soil you can finally plant a seed that will actually grow. Think of your inner world as ground. Every thought you think is a seed. Every emotion you carry is the weather. When your inner weather is a constant storm of anxiety, even your best seeds get washed away before they ever take root. You pray a powerful prayer, and 10 minutes later your fear digs it back up to see if it is working yet. You speak a word of faith, and then your panic uproots it to inspect the soil. Nothing grows in ground that is constantly being torn open by worried hands. But the one who has learned to be still plants the seed, covers it, trusts it, and walks away in peace. And that seed, hidden in the quiet, does what seeds do. It grows. This is why two people can pray the exact same prayer and live two completely different lives. One prays from desperation, and desperation keeps digging. The other prays from stillness, and stillness lets the seed sleep until it is ready to rise. The difference was never the words. The difference was the frequency underneath the words. So let this settle in you before we go further. Your calm is not a delay on the way to your blessing. Your calm is the very condition your blessing has been waiting for. The peace you keep postponing until your circumstances improve is the exact peace that will improve your circumstances. You have had the order backwards your entire life. There is a moment in the life of Jesus that the world has never stopped retelling, because everyone in some season finds themselves standing inside that exact scene. Jesus and his disciples were crossing the sea in a small boat when a violent storm rose up without warning. The wind screamed, the waves climbed higher than the boat. Water poured in over the sides. The disciples, many of them seasoned fishermen who had spent their lives on that water, were certain they were about to die. And in the middle of all that terror, they turned and found Jesus asleep in the storm. The wind did not wake him. The waves did not wake him. The chaos that was breaking the courage of every other man on that boat did not disturb his rest at all. When they finally shook him awake, crying out that they were perishing, Jesus stood and spoke 3 words to the storm: "Peace, be still." And the wind stopped, and the sea went flat, and there was a great calm. But hear what almost everyone misses when they read that story. The calm did not begin when Jesus spoke to the storm. The calm began inside Jesus long before the storm ever started. He did not become calm because the sea went quiet. The sea went quiet because he was already calm. He carried the stillness into the storm. He did not wait for the storm to hand it to him. And there is the entire lesson, written in a single scene. You will never argue the storm into stillness. You carry the stillness in, and the storm bends to the frequency you bring. Look honestly at how you have been living. You have been waiting for the wind to die before you let yourself rest. You have been waiting for the bills to be paid before you let yourself breathe. You have been waiting for the diagnosis, the phone call, the answer, the open door, before you finally permit your soul to be at peace. But that is the way of the perishing disciples, not the way of the sleeping Christ. The peace is not the prize at the end of the storm. The peace is the authority you bring into the middle of it. Hill said that no person can think clearly while their mind is dominated by fear, and that the mastery of fear is the first requirement of all lasting achievement. He called emotional control one of the great secrets of every successful life he ever studied. Not the absence of emotion, the mastery of it. The person ruled by their feelings is at the mercy of every wave. But the person who has learned to govern their inner state can stand in the same storm and remain unmoved. And from that unmoved place, they can finally think, decide, and act with wisdom. This is the meeting point of ancient faith and the real science of the mind. When fear floods your body, the chemistry of survival takes over. Your heart races. Your breathing turns shallow. Blood moves away from the thinking part of your brain and rushes to your arms and legs, preparing you to fight or to run. In that state, you are built to escape a predator, but you are not built to build a life. The part of your brain responsible for vision, for patience, for creativity, for wise decisions goes quiet. It is starved of resources. This is why, when you are anxious, you genuinely cannot see the solution a calm person would find in seconds. It is not a character flaw, it is biology. Fear narrows your perception into a tunnel, and a tunnel only shows you the threat. It hides every door, every option, every gift standing just outside the narrow beam of your panic. But when you grow still, everything reverses. When your breathing slows and your body receives the signal that you are safe, the survival chemistry recedes and the higher mind comes back online. Blood and energy return to the part of you that thinks and imagines and connects and creates. Suddenly, the same problem that looked impossible an hour ago reveals 3 solutions. Nothing on the outside changed. Your biology changed, and your biology changed your perception. And your perception is the only world you have ever actually lived in. This is the hidden mechanism behind the verse. Be still and know. Stillness is not a mood. Stillness is a physical state that unlocks a higher mind. God placed the receiver for his guidance inside a calm body, not a frantic one. So look honestly at your own life right now. Which storm has been waking you at night? Which wind have you let set the temperature of your soul? You have permitted that situation to walk straight into your inner world and rearrange your peace as if it owned the place. But it does not own the place. You do. And the moment you decide to carry the stillness rather than wait for it, the storm begins to lose its grip on you, even if the wind has not yet died down. There is another story in the scriptures that explains, more clearly than any other, why your quiet matters so much. It is the story of the prophet Elijah. Elijah was exhausted. He was afraid. He had run for his life, collapsed under a tree, and asked God to let him die. He was a man at the very end of himself, drained, hopeless, certain that everything had fallen apart. And God told this broken, anxious man to go and stand on the mountain because God was about to pass by. And then something happened that you need to write on your heart. A great and powerful wind tore through the mountains and shattered the rocks. But the scripture says the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind came an earthquake, the ground shaking with terrible force. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, fierce and bright. But the Lord was not in the fire. And then, after all the noise, after all the violence, after all the spectacle, there came a sound. The old words call it a still small voice, a gentle whisper, a low and quiet sound, and there in the whisper was God. Do you understand what that is telling you? God was not in the loud things. God was in the quiet thing. All that drama, all that noise was not where the voice was found. The voice came in the whisper that followed the silence. And here is the heartbreak of how most people live. Most people are so surrounded by their own internal wind, their own earthquakes of worry, their own fires of fear, that even when God whispers, they cannot hear a thing. The guidance is being given. The direction is being offered. The answer is being whispered. But it is whispered. And a whisper cannot compete with a storm. So the anxious soul stands in the noise, crying out that God is silent, when God is not silent at all. God is simply quiet, and quiet can only be heard by the quiet. This is why your stillness is not optional. Your stillness is the only condition under which you can actually hear the one who is trying to lead you. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you turn down the volume of the wind so the whisper can finally reach you. Every time you breathe instead of panic, You step out of the earthquake long enough to hear the gentle voice that has been guiding you all along. So let me ask you something, and let it land. How many times has God whispered to you, and you missed it because you were too loud inside to hear? How many gentle nudges, how many quiet ideas, how many soft impressions to call that person, to wait one more day, to let that thing go? Did you override, because they did not arrive with the volume and the drama your anxious mind was waiting for? You have been listening for thunder, but heaven has been speaking in whispers. And the practice of becoming calm is nothing less than the practice of finally being able to hear your own life being directed. Somewhere in your recent days, God has already whispered something to you. A name came to mind, a small instruction surfaced, a quiet knowing rose up, and you talked yourself out of it because it was too quiet to trust. That whisper did not expire. The moment you grow calm enough to hear it again, it will return because the gentle voice does not give up on the souls it loves. And if a particular whisper just came back to your mind as I said that, then go to the comments and write the word heard. Just that one word, so your own spirit can mark this moment, so you know that from today you are choosing to listen. Now there is a second thing the world has wounded you with, and you must be healed of it, because it is one of the great thieves of peace. The world has trained you to fight against time. It has taught you that if your blessing has not arrived yet, then something has gone wrong, someone is to blame, and the only answer is to push harder and faster. The world has made you allergic to waiting, and that allergy is quietly destroying your calm, because almost everything good in life arrives through a season of waiting. A soul at war with waiting is a soul at war with its own life. But the scriptures speak of time completely differently. The book of Ecclesiastes says, "There is a time for everything and a season for every purpose under heaven. A time to plant and a time to harvest." Notice that planting and harvesting are not the same time. There is a gap between them, and that gap is not a punishment. That gap is the season in which the seed does its hidden sacred work underground. The farmer who screams at the soil because the harvest is not instant is not a wise farmer. He is an anxious one. And the anxious farmer, by digging up the seed to check on it, guarantees that nothing will ever grow at all. You have been treating the waiting seasons of your life as proof that you were forgotten. But the waiting season is not your enemy. The waiting season is the soil. It is where the roots go deep. It is where the unseen preparation happens, both in your circumstances and inside your own character, so that when the blessing finally arrives, you are someone who can actually hold it. Many people never receive what they ask for, not because God refused, but because they were not yet built to carry it. And a loving God will not hand a child a weight that would crush them. The weight is not the withholding. The weight is the construction, and the calmer you remain inside that construction, the faster and the cleaner it goes. Hill discovered this very thing in every successful life he studied. He said that patience, persistence, and a calm, unwavering faith form a combination that nothing can defeat. He noticed that the people who failed almost always failed at the exact moment of waiting. They were close, sometimes only one step from the breakthrough. But the silence of the waiting season convinced them that nothing was happening. So they panicked, abandoned the seed, and walked away from a harvest that was nearly ready to break the surface. The calm soul does not do this. The calm soul understands that silence is not absence, that delay is not denial, and that the ground is doing its work even when the eyes can see nothing at all. There is a psalm that paints this rest more beautifully than any other words ever could. It begins, "The Lord is my shepherd," and it says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures, and He leads me beside still waters." Look closely, He makes me lie down. The shepherd sometimes has to make a restless sheep lie down, because the sheep left to itself would wander and worry and exhaust itself and never stop. And He leads me beside still waters, not rushing waters, not crashing waters, still waters, because a sheep is afraid of turbulent water and will not drink from it. The shepherd knows his sheep can only be nourished beside the calm, so he leads them gently away from the chaos to a quiet place, and there He restores their soul. That is what God is doing in the still seasons of your life. He is not ignoring you. He is leading you like a patient shepherd, away from the rushing water that would frighten you, toward the still water where you can finally be restored. The stillness you have been resisting is the very pasture where your soul gets fed. The verse says it plainly. He restores my soul. Restoration does not happen in the noise. Restoration happens beside still waters, so stop running from the quiet. The quiet is where you are being healed. And this brings us back to the question that has been waiting since the beginning. What is the speed of your blessing really about? Part of the answer is becoming clear. It is about your war with time. The moment you make peace with the season you are in, you stop leaking energy into resistance. And all of that recovered energy becomes available for the calm, trusting, magnetic state that draws your good toward you. You were spending the fuel of your future, fighting the present. The quiet door opens the moment you stop pushing against it. There is a law underneath everything you have been living, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. You do not attract what you ask for with your lips. You attract what you broadcast with your state. And desperation, no matter how spiritual it dresses itself up to be, broadcasts only one message. It says, I do not have enough. I am not safe. I cannot trust what is coming. And life, faithful and exact, simply confirms the signal it receives. This is why the harder you chase, the more it runs. Chasing is a frequency, and the frequency of chasing is lack. When you grip something with anxious hands, your very grip announces that you believe it is scarce, that you believe it is leaving, that you believe there will never be more. And that announcement repels the very thing you are reaching for. A clenched fist cannot receive a gift. It is physically impossible. The same hand that grasps in fear cannot open in faith. You must choose which one you will be. Watch the people around you, and you will see this law proven again and again. The one who is desperate for love repels love, because desperation is heavy, and heaviness suffocates what it touches. The one who is frantic for money repels money, because money flows toward calm confidence and away from panic. The one who needs approval so badly they can taste it almost never receives it, while the one who has made peace within themselves seems to attract respect without even trying. It is not luck. It is not unfairness. It is law. Calm is magnetic. Desperation repels. And you have been living on the wrong side of that law for far too long. Hill said that thoughts are things, and that every thought a person holds with deep feeling begins, in time, to draw its physical equivalent toward them. He called this the principle of vibration, and he insisted it was as real and as reliable as gravity. Your dominant emotional state is not private. It radiates out of you constantly, into every room you enter, every conversation, every decision, and into the unseen place where your future is being assembled. You are always broadcasting. The only question is what? So understand exactly what desperation costs you, because this is the silent sabotage that destroys more lives than any outside enemy ever could. People do not usually fail because the door was locked. They fail because they pounded on the door so frantically that they never heard it click open. They were so loud in their panic that they missed the quiet moment the answer arrived. The opportunity came dressed as a small, unremarkable nudge, a gentle thought, a calm idea, and they ignored it because they were still waiting for a thunderclap. And God rarely sends thunderclaps to people who cannot hear whispers. So feel the seriousness of this. If you do not learn to master your inner state, you will spend the rest of your life as your own greatest obstacle. You will pray for doors and then break the keys. You will beg for the harvest while your anxious hands keep digging up every seed before it can root. But that is also the invitation, because everything you can sabotage, you can also save the moment you change the frequency you are living from. There is a verse the anxious world has been ignoring for thousands of years, and it has cost that world dearly. The prophet Isaiah wrote that in returning and rest you shall be saved, and in quietness and confidence shall be your strength. And then he added the heartbreaking line. He wrote that the people were not willing. God offered them strength through quietness, and they refused it because quietness felt like doing nothing, and doing nothing felt like dying. So they chose the exhaustion of striving over the strength of stillness. And humanity has been making that same refusal ever since. Hear what Isaiah is telling you. Your strength is not in your striving. Your strength is hidden in your quietness and your confidence. Quietness is the calm. Confidence is the trust. Together they form a strength that frantic effort can never produce. The world has trained you to believe your power is measured by how hard you grind, how little you rest, how much you worry about every detail. But heaven says the opposite. Heaven says your real power is your ability to be quiet and to be confident at the same time, to rest your body and trust your God in a single unbroken motion. There is another line written through the same prophet that completes the picture. It says, God will keep in perfect peace the one whose mind is stayed on him. Notice the word stayed. A mind that is stayed has stopped wandering, stopped racing, stopped jumping from fear to fear. A stayed mind is a settled mind, and the promise attached to that settled mind is not ordinary peace. It is perfect peace. The kind that does not depend on whether the storm has stopped, the kind the Apostle Paul later called the peace that surpasses all understanding. A peace so deep it cannot be explained by your circumstances, because it was never coming from your circumstances in the first place. Hill said that faith is a state of mind that can be developed through repeated affirmation, and that this faith is the only known antidote for failure. But he was careful about what kind of faith he meant. He did not mean an anxious, pleading faith that prays one prayer and then panics for the rest of the day. He meant a calm, settled, expectant faith. A faith that has so thoroughly accepted the good outcome that the soul can finally rest. That is the faith of Isaiah. That is quietness and confidence working as one. It is a calm so rooted in trust that it becomes its own kind of strength. And here is where I need you to do something, because this truth is not meant to stay inside a screen. If something in these words is reaching the deeper part of you, if you can feel your own breathing slowing down even now, then pause and speak directly into the comments. Write this exact sentence so your own eyes can see your own decision. Write, today I choose stillness over striving. Do not scroll past that. Stop and write it. Because the moment you put it into words that exist outside of you, you have made it real. You have told your own subconscious mind that a new chapter has begun. And while you are there, if this message is doing something true inside you, like this video and subscribe to this channel, not as an empty gesture, but as a declaration that from now on you are choosing to feed your mind with truth instead of noise. Now we come to the heart of everything, the silent force I named at the very beginning, the quiet door. It is not a metaphor, and it is not a mood. It is the invisible operating state of your entire life. The quiet door is the steady inner posture from which you meet your whole existence. It is not what you say you believe. It is not what you post or declare or hope. It is the actual emotional temperature you are running at underneath all of that, hour after hour, day after day. And here is the truth almost no one is taught. Life does not respond to your words. Life responds to your state. You can speak prayers of abundance all day long, but if the state underneath those prayers is fear, then fear is the order you are placing, and fear is what will be delivered. Most people live their entire lives broadcasting on the frequency of anxiety, and then they cannot understand why their life keeps matching it. They speak hope, but they vibrate worry. They declare victory, but they carry defeat in their chest. And life, far more honest than we are, ignores the announcement and answers the state. This is why two people can say the exact same affirmation and get two opposite results. One says it from behind the quiet door, anchored in calm trust, and it takes root. The other says it from panic, and it dies on contact because panic uproots everything it touches. The quiet door is the posture of the one who already knows. It is the inner stance of a person who has decided, settled it deep in their bones, that what is meant for them cannot miss them, that what God has assigned to them cannot be stolen, that their good is not in danger and never was. From that place, you stop chasing because the one who knows does not chase. You stop forcing because the one who knows does not force. You move through your days with an open hand instead of a clenched fist, and the open hand is finally able to receive. Understand this clearly. The quiet door is not laziness, and it is not pretending. You will still work, you will still plan, you will still take real, decisive action in the world, but your action will no longer be powered by fear. It will be powered by trust. There is a kind of work that flows out of panic, and it is exhausting, and it repels, and it ages you, and it rarely arrives anywhere good. And there is a kind of work that flows out of calm certainty, and it is light, and it is magnetic, and it draws the right people, the right ideas, and the right open doors toward you almost effortlessly. Same effort on the outside, completely different state on the inside, completely different harvest. Jesus did not chase. Read his life and you will see it. He moved through the world from a place of total inner stillness, never in a hurry, never frantic, never desperate, even when the crowds pressed in, even when the powerful plotted, even when the cross itself drew near. He lived permanently behind the quiet door, and because of it, everything he needed found him. The right people appeared at the right moment. The provision arrived right on time. He was the living demonstration of a soul so anchored in trust that the world organized itself around his peace. And this same posture is available to you. It is not a gift reserved for prophets and saints. It is the natural inheritance of every person who decides to claim it. The quiet door is not something you manufacture out of nothing. It is something you uncover. It is already underneath the noise. It is your original state, the calm you were born with before the world taught you to be afraid. Every practice I'm about to give you is simply a way of removing the noise so that the calm, which was always there, can rise back to the surface and become the place you live from. So let us move from understanding into practice, because truth that is only understood will fade by tomorrow, but truth that is practiced becomes who you are. The first practice is the practice of returning to stillness on purpose, and you can begin it right now, exactly where you are. You do not need a special room. You do not need silence around you. You only need a decision. Begin with your breath, because your breath is the one door into your nervous system you can open with your own hand. Right now, wherever you are, breathe in slowly through your nose to a count of 4. Hold it softly for a count of 4, and release it slowly, even more slowly than you took it in, to a count of 6. Do it again. In for 4, hold for 4, out, long and slow, for 6. With every exhale, you are sending a direct message to your own body. The message is, I am safe. The storm is not in charge. God is holding me, and I can rest. This is not mysticism. This is the way your body was built. The slow exhale activates the part of your nervous system that calms you down, lowers the survival chemistry, and brings the higher mind back online. Do this a few times and feel your shoulders begin to lower. Feel your jaw soften. Feel the frantic edge in your chest begin to dissolve. This is you returning to your original frequency. Now, with your body settled, build something with your imagination, because the imagination is not a toy. Hill said the imagination is the workshop of the mind, the place where every plan and every achievement is created before it is ever made visible in the world. What you build clearly and calmly on the inside, you begin to draw toward you on the outside. So let us build. Picture yourself 1 year from today. See the version of you who has lived this entire year behind the quiet door. Watch how that version of you wakes in the morning. There is no jolt of dread, no immediate reaching for the phone to find out what went wrong overnight. There is a slow, peaceful waking, a moment of gratitude before the feet even touch the floor. See the way that version of you walks. The shoulders are down, the face is soft. There is an unhurried steadiness in every movement, the walk of a person who knows that what is theirs is already on its way. See how that version of you handles a problem. The problem arrives, and instead of panic, there is a pause, a breath, a calm and clear response. See the relationships that calm person attracts, because calm people attract calm love, calm peace, calm provision. See the open doors and the answered prayers that flowed toward that version of you, not because they fought harder, but because they finally became the state those blessings were always looking for. Sit inside that picture. Do not just look at it. Feel it. Feel the relief of it. Because that feeling right now is not fantasy. That feeling is a seed, and every time you return to it, you water it. Now give your mind its new instructions, because the calm state must be paired with the right words, or the old fearful words will rush back in to fill the silence. Hill taught the principle of autosuggestion. the deliberate, repeated feeding of chosen thoughts into the subconscious mind until that mind accepts them as simple fact and begins to organize your whole life around them. The subconscious does not argue. It does not analyze. It accepts what you give it most often and with the most feeling, and then it goes to work making your outer life match it. So you must choose on purpose what you will give it. These are your declarations, and receive them not as words to recite, but as truths to settle into. Do not rush them. Speak each one slowly on an exhale from the calm place you have entered. The first, I am calm, and because I am calm, I can clearly see the way. The second, I do not chase what is mine, because what is mine is already moving toward me. The third, I release my grip, and in releasing I finally receive. The fourth, the peace of God guards my mind, and a guarded mind cannot be defeated. The fifth, I trust the timing of my life because nothing assigned to me by God can ever arrive late. And the sixth, the quieter I become, the faster it comes to me, and I'm becoming quieter every single day. Speak those words, but more than speaking them, agree with them. There is a vast difference between saying a declaration and agreeing with it. Saying it is the lips. Agreeing with it is the soul nodding yes. When you truly agree, you stop arguing with it in the background. You stop adding a silent but to the end of it. And that is the exact moment it begins to take root in the deep soil of your subconscious mind and grow into the structure of your life. Make these words a daily practice, not an occasional one. The mind is not changed by intensity, it is changed by repetition. This is not wishful thinking, it is how your brain physically works. Every time you return to the same calm thought, you strengthen the pathway that carries it, and you weaken the pathway of fear that used to fire automatically. The science calls it neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself around what you practice. One powerful day will not rebuild a lifetime of anxious thinking, but the same calm truths, repeated quietly every morning and every night, will over weeks and months carve a new groove so deep that calm becomes your default and fear becomes the rare visitor. And that brings us to the most powerful window of the entire day, the one almost everyone wastes, the minutes just before you fall asleep. Most people hand those minutes over to the enemy of their own peace. They lie down and immediately scroll through other people's lives. They replay the argument from earlier. They rehearse tomorrow's worst case. They feed their subconscious mind a final meal of fear. And then they wonder why they wake up tired, heavy, and already anxious before the day has even begun. Understand what is actually happening as you fall asleep. As you drift off, your brain slows into what science calls the alpha and theta states, the slower brain waves where the critical, arguing, doubting part of your mind steps aside and the door to the subconscious swings wide open. This is also when your brain consolidates the memories and emotions of the day, deciding what to keep and what to reinforce. Whatever you are thinking and feeling in that doorway gets carried inside, and your subconscious works on it all night long, every single night, without rest. So you must guard that doorway like the treasure it is. Build yourself a night ritual and protect it as something holy. It does not need to be long, it needs to be consistent. As you lie down tonight, before sleep takes you, do not reach for the phone. Reach for the breath. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 6, and let your body sink down into the bed as if it is being held, because it is. You are held by the same God who holds the oceans in place and tells the stars where to stand. You can let go now. You are not the one keeping the world spinning. Then, in that quiet, do not review the failures of the day. Instead, find 3 things to be grateful for and feel the gratitude. Do not just list them. Gratitude is the fastest road back behind the quiet door, because it is impossible to be grateful and panicked in the same breath. Gratitude tells your subconscious a powerful truth. It says, I am a person to whom good things come, and a subconscious that believes that will spend the night looking for more good to bring you. Then speak your calm truths into the doorway, softly, like a lullaby to your own soul. Tonight, all is well. What is mine is on its way to me. I release what I cannot control into hands far stronger than my own. I trust the timing of my life. The quieter I become, the faster it comes to me. And then, finally, See the peaceful picture. See that calm version of you living the life that stillness built. Hold that image gently as the last thing in your mind and let yourself drift into sleep still holding it, because here is what happens while you sleep. Your subconscious, that tireless servant, takes whatever you handed it at the doorway and works on it for hours. If you handed it fear, it spends the night reinforcing fear, deepening the groove, attracting more of the same. But if you handed it calm gratitude and a clear, peaceful vision, it spends the entire night building toward that vision. It softens your fears while you rest. And there is a real mechanism in your brain called the reticular activating system, a filter that decides what you notice and what you ignore out of the millions of things around you. Program it with calm expectation, and it will begin to alert your waking mind to the opportunities, the people, the open doors you would have walked right past while anxious. You wake up not only more rested, but more aligned, more magnetic, more ready. Hill said the subconscious mind works continuously, day and night, and that the person who learns to direct it deliberately gains access to a power the anxious and undirected will never know. You sleep for a third of your life. Imagine what changes when that third is finally working for you instead of against you. Do this every night. Not perfectly, just faithfully. Some nights you will forget. Some nights the fear will fight to take the doorway back. That is normal, and it is not failure. The moment you notice, simply return. The whole practice is nothing more than returning gently, again and again, to stillness. And slowly, without you even noticing the day it happened, calm stops being something you do and becomes something you are. I want to speak now to the one who feels like they have been waiting too long, the one who has been in the silence for what feels like years, the one who is tired, tempted to believe the promise was never real, that everyone else gets their blessing while you keep getting your burden. I want to speak directly to you, because I know you are listening, and I do not want you to miss this. Your delay is not your denial. The fact that it has not happened yet does not mean it will not happen. Some of the greatest blessings in all of Scripture came after the longest waits. Abraham waited decades for the son he was promised. Joseph waited years in slavery and a prison cell before he rose to save a nation. David was anointed king as a boy and then sent back to the sheep for years before he ever touched a throne. The people who waited the longest often received the most, because the size of the preparation matched the size of the destiny. Your long wait may be the very evidence that what God is preparing for you is larger than you have dared to imagine. He is not building a shed. He is building something that will stand, and things that are built to last are not thrown up overnight. A mushroom can appear in the dark after a single rain, but it is fragile and it is gone by the week's end. The oak takes decades, sending its roots down slow and deep, season after season, until it becomes a tree that can hold the weight of storms and shelter generations beneath its branches. If God is taking his time with you, it is because he is not growing a mushroom, he is growing an oak. The slow growth is not a delay, it is your durability being built. And if these words are strengthening something in you, if you can feel something refusing to quit, lifting its head again, daring to hope again, then write the words I receive in the comments. Not as a wish, but as a declaration that you are done striving for what is already yours, and you are opening your hands to receive it. Now let us return to the question I gave you at the very beginning, the one I told you not to answer yet. I asked, what if the speed of your blessing was never about how hard you worked, but about how deeply you were willing to trust? You have carried that question through this entire message, and now you are ready for the answer, because the answer is the deepest truth of everything we have walked through. What life has been waiting for you to put down is the illusion of control. It is the heavy, exhausting belief that if you do not personally worry about it, grip it, force it, and manage every single detail of it, then it will all fall apart. That belief feels like responsibility, but it is actually fear wearing the costume of responsibility, and it has filled both of your hands. Your hands have been so full of trying to control everything that there has been no room left to receive anything. God has been standing in front of you this entire time, holding what is meant for you, waiting patiently for you to set down the weight you were never assigned to carry. There is a verse in the book of Exodus that closes the whole circle. The people of Israel were trapped. the sea in front of them and the army behind them. And in that impossible moment, Moses said something almost no anxious heart can accept. He said, "The Lord will fight for you, and you need only to be still." You need only to be still. The instruction in the worst moment of their lives was not run faster, not fight harder, not panic more efficiently. It was be still. Their stillness was not weakness in that moment. Their stillness was the very thing that made room for God to move. And the sea opened, not because they forced it, but because they finally stopped trying to. This is the surrender the world has lied to you about. The world told you surrender means giving up, losing, going limp. But true surrender is not giving up. True surrender is handing the weight to the only one strong enough to carry it, and then walking forward with empty, open, peaceful hands, ready at last to receive. Surrender does not mean you stop moving. It means you stop carrying. You still take the steps. You simply stop dragging the entire mountain on your back while you take them. And when you finally do that, you discover the promise hidden in the book of Romans, that all things work together for good for those who love God. All things. Not most things, not just the easy things. All things, including the delay, including the closed door, including the loss that broke your heart, including the season that made no sense at all. The calm soul can believe that. The anxious soul cannot, because anxiety has to understand everything before it can rest. But faith rests first, and lets the understanding come later or sometimes never, and is at peace either way. So feel the weight begin to lift off your shoulders right now. You can put it down. You were never meant to carry the outcome. You were only ever meant to carry the next calm step. The future is not yours to force, the future is yours to trust. And the moment you truly believe that, your hands open, and the life that has been waiting at the quiet door this entire time finally has somewhere to set the blessing down. We are near the end, so let me gather the whole truth into your hands, so you can carry it out of this moment and into the rest of your life. You came here believing you had to chase, push, grip, and strive to pull your good toward you, and the truth has turned out to be the exact opposite. The quieter you become, the faster it comes to you. When you calm down, life is finally able to bring you what was always meant for you. Your peace was never the reward at the end of the road. Your peace was the road. The breakthrough was never late. You were simply too loud to hear it arriving. Remember what you have learned and let it become the way you live. Calm is not weakness. Calm is power that has stopped needing to prove itself. Stillness is not doing nothing. Stillness is making room for God to do everything. You do not attract what you chase. You attract what you carry. You do not receive with a clenched fist of fear. You receive with the open hand of trust. The desperate repel what the peaceful attract. And the still small voice that has been trying to guide you your whole life can only be heard by a soul that has grown quiet enough to listen. So this is your invitation, and it is the only one that matters. Stop waiting for the storm to end before you allow yourself peace. Carry the peace into the storm and watch the storm begin to answer to you. Stop digging up your seeds to check on them. Plant them in calm faith, cover them, trust the soil, and let them grow in the quiet. Stop carrying the weight of an outcome you were never assigned. Hand it back to the God who has been holding you all along, and walk forward with open, peaceful, expectant hands. The life that is meant for you is not lost. It is not late. It is not in danger. It has simply been waiting patiently for you to become quiet enough to receive it. And now, before you go, I am asking you to do one last thing, and to do it on purpose, because this is how the truth gets sealed inside you. If this message found you tonight, understand that it was sent, not suggested. So subscribe to this channel, not for an algorithm, but so that when your season shifts and the next word needs to find you, it arrives right on time. And if you felt your breathing slow, your shoulders drop, your fear loosen its grip even a little, then like this video, so it can find its way to another weary heart that is silently begging for exactly this peace tonight. And if there is someone you love who is drowning in worry, send this to them. You may become the calm hand that pulls them back to the surface, and what you give away to lift another always rises back to lift you. Then go down to the comments and write this single sentence, so your own spirit and your own future can witness your decision. Write, "I am still, and I trust that what is meant for me is already on its way. Write it slowly. Mean it. That sentence is a seed, and the comment section is your soil. Now close your eyes for just a moment and take one final slow breath with me. Breathe in gently and release it long and slow, and let everything you do not need to carry leave your body with that breath. You are held, you are guided, you are not behind, and you are not forgotten. What is yours is already on its way to you, and it is moving at the speed of your peace. So become quiet and stay quiet and watch what a calm soul can finally receive. The quieter you become, the faster it comes to you. It has always been true, and starting tonight, it becomes true for you.